So hey guys, welcome back to another stage of the HMS Victory Battleship 1 in 200 scale. So as you can see, I've got a couple of parts here, number 29, number 30, 31. I think this is, what do they call it, 48 and 49 and 50, and then another number 33. So what I did after the video that I cut the last time is I installed a couple of, it's basically like support pieces here at the front of the ship, going from 21 and 22 on the sides here, and I installed a piece here, number 33, and that is just straighten out all of these pieces here. So this is going to be an intricate start of the bolt, because this section here, we basically need to stick it in here through the entrances, and it's going to be tricky AF. I don't know how I'm going to do this. We might end up bending it slightly, but at this stage I don't know how I'm going to fit it. So what we need to do now is I need to get my glue, and then we're going to start pasting all of these back pieces here on the stern, just for support there as well. So let's get some of my glue going here. Now I just need to make sure that I can get some of them out. And that's what happens after you don't close your glue the previous night. I don't think I'm going to use too much of the glue in this episode. I've got my brush again. It's just much easier to do it with a brush than not doing it with a brush. So going from number 29 to 31, we need to install this on the back here. You'll see there's slots here for it, and that's going to be part of the main stern tower section, just to give it a little bit of support. Just want to make sure how we need to get this in. So 28 needs to go in the middle, or basically on that one there, 29, and then we've got other pieces, the 30 and the 31, that needs to go in here just to keep everything into position. So let's start with 28. Just want to know and just want to make sure that we get this all lined up like it's supposed to go. So that's going to go in like that. Alright. So I'm going to apply some of my Gorilla Glue just on this section here. It's going up against the stern, and then also for the top here. I'm not applying a lot of glue, just enough so that we can get this set. So I'm going to try and show you here on this close up here. So that slots in the back there, and then that slots on the top one over there. Just making sure that we've got it lined up. I actually need to turn these clamps around so you guys can all see there at home. Something like that. Alright, so let's get another 28 piece. Where is... I'm just checking now, because all of the rest of them is just 29 pieces. So let me just check on my sprue here. Maybe I can find the other 28. Doesn't seem like it. I think they're all the same. I don't think it's going to make a difference. I think they're all the same size, so I think the numbering is just a a bit screwed up on them. Anyways, let's use this one. It seems the closest to 28 that I can find. So applying the glue again. And then that one again, other way around. Just slots into that position there, and then it just clips in on the bottom section there. It's looking something like that. They're all neatly lined up. So carrying on, doing number 29 now. Applying my glue again. And as I'm looking at the instructions on this, it's going to become tricky because the instructions, like I showed you yesterday, is not very clear on what we need to do. But we'll make it work. It's going to be a mission of trial and error. This one is fiddly AF to get in there. Okay, so there we've got the other 29 in, or number 29 in. But yeah, the instructions are not clear, and I think that's why I'm going to end up doing some stuff out of my own accord, and hopefully it works. So just bear with me on some of the parts that I don't know where it needs to fit into. Okay, so I'm putting in the last bit of number 29 here, and there we have. So now you can see we've got a nice shape. I can show you on a close-up view here. So now we're starting to get a nice shape at the back here. This camera of mine doesn't want to focus, but yeah, I think you get the general idea. There you can see of the ship taking its form. These ones here, I'm not too sure of how they're going to fit, but we'll get to that when we get there. For the next part, we've got these small little pieces, number 30 and 31, that needs to go into those slots there just to support the stern there. And we just need to make sure where number 30 is going. Number 30 seems to be going on this portion here, the back one, or the one that's closest to the stern tower front. And that's probably going to sit in just like that. So I'm just going to apply a little bit of glue on this section here, like that. Hey, my fingers are too small or too big to get this done in the proper way. Okay, so there we've got number 30 in. Just making sure again that we line it up. So what I saw on that one is that I'm going to apply some glue on this side as well, where it goes up to those other portions, so that we can just have a nice fit. And they're going to all stick together. So number 30, the other side is going in this one here, making sure that we've got it all straightened out. And then this one I'm just going to remove again, because I need to apply some glue on this section over there. Right, so that's looking good. Then onward to number 31, or one of the 31s. Apply some glue there, apply some glue on the side here, and then there as well. And then the first of the number 31s is going to sit on here. It doesn't catch on that one, but that's fine. I think we've got enough glue on there to have it support. A bit of glue that side. As you can see, holding it in my hand here, it is fiddly. And I just think it's going to become more fiddly the more we get into this bolt, especially with the cannons and all of the rest of the windows and all of that stuff that needs to go on. So there you can see we've got number 30 and 31 on. It's supported in quite nicely. And now we need to fit the stern tower. So it's like railings and windows, where you basically can almost stand at the back of the boat on the stern itself and look out to the back. The emblem needs to be facing upward, so that's going to be sitting something like that. It is a very thin piece of wood, this, so I don't think it's going to be too difficult to install it. I just need to make sure where we need to glue, or where we need to add glue onto this, to make sure that we get it in the correct fashion. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply glue to this section here, and with this portion we need to make sure that it is absolutely lined up, otherwise it's going to look horrible. Okay, so there we've got some glue. I actually need to add a little bit of more glue here, as this dries up very quickly. Okay, so now we need to make sure, and I think you all can see there, I'm going to try and line it up as good as what I can. And holding that in position just a while. Yeah, this is fiddly. Just gonna hold it like that for a little while. You can see, I think we've got the same amount of distance sticking out on the stern tower. So I'm just making sure and just holding in position, just to make sure that it takes. And then the last piece that I'm going to be doing in this video, I don't want to make these videos too long, is just fitting the sides of the stern tower, and then we need to get this almost middle or whatever deck piece in, which is going to be quite a difficult task in its own right. So I think I actually need to keep this in position. So let me get back to you. I'm going to fit these two pieces as well. So all this needs to just do is just go on these pieces here. And then we're going to be done with the stern tower. Okay guys, before I continue this video, I need to bring you up to speed with this instructions. So there we've got number 1 over there. We've got number 2, which is basically all the rib section and the install of the keel, or the keel, and to install the ribs onto the keel. There's another block there where we just need to install that little piece there. Then we move on to number 4, which they stipulate that we need to place in all the decks. Number 5, and then way up here is number 6. So it's running 1, 3, 6, 2, 4 and 5, which is quite weird. If you are boarding this, do not do number step 2nd as it's indicated here, or do not lure it into position. There is no other instructions, it's just this. So what ended up happening is I glued all of the ribs on the keel and they all in position. As you can see, I did get the deck in, but if I can show you from this side here, you need to stick them through these slots there, there and there, and here at the back as well. So what I ended up having to do is to basically cut this piece here, ream it through to get it to the front. Then I had to cut it again to ream this little piece through. This piece I had to basically almost break in the middle to get this portion in and that portion in. There's another one here that I had to cut there, there and there, just to feed all of this through. So what I'm trying to get at is the instructions is good, but don't follow it. Start with number 1. Number 2, just install the ribs loosely, or don't even do that. Take this deck piece and ream it through, and then you can stick everything together after that, because otherwise you're going to end up cutting the whole deck into pieces like I did. So what I need to do now is, on step number 4, is to install this top piece there, which is this one here. That's quite simple because it doesn't have clips and it's only got that small little piece there. So I'm going to install that just like that and glue it into position. That fits quite nice there. Then we've got piece number 35 that goes on top of this section here, like that. Then there's a couple of things that we need to add to the top here, which I've got to cut out here off, looking like that. It's almost like opening doors or whatever you want to call it, windows. So after we've installed that, then only we got to go to the stern tower at the back. So I've already installed the stern tower back there, which I don't think is going to be an issue. But yeah, I just want to bring you up to speed with this, and the instructions are horrific. There's nothing, it's a one-pager, so please do not do what I just did. So guys, I think I'm going to cut it here. I'm going to get this all installed, this top deck section, that section there. I'm going to finish off the hull, start installing some of this, and then I'll bring you back to step number 5 when we do the side paneling and then the sides of the stern tower. This is Rattling Goes saying cheers.